Welcome everybody, welcome to our Thursday night seminar. I have a great week. I have new people involved in our business. I'm very happy. Mark is gonna have great news and he's gonna train us a little bit, so welcome.
Okay, well, hey, good evening everybody. And tonight what I'm gonna be doing is, as I talked about last week, is I'm gonna continue this series of actually training on the compensation plan. And tonight I'm going to train on the residual aspect of it. We've talked about the VIP business program, we've talked about the coded bonus, and obviously all these things work together to really build your income. But tonight I'm going to kind of focus on the compensation side from the residual viewpoint. But before I begin, I just want a couple announcements. This is really exciting, actually. You know, I've been telling you there's something in the works, and we've been kind of keeping it quiet and talking about it a little bit. I'm still not going to make the final announcement today, but I'm going to give you a little more of a teaser. This thing's actually happening pretty quickly now. And on May 16th, I'm going to be up in Canada, and I'm going to be talking with the individuals that we're getting ready to do a major partnership with. And this partnership is really going to benefit everybody here at Travel 10, soon to be Life Trends, as we've talked about. It's really going to benefit everybody. I mean, this is an amazing product and program we're going to be bringing to the company, guys. Kind of put it in perspective. I've told you already, I said it's a world famous director producer. Now again, till all the things signed, I'm not going to say who it is, but we should be able to make that announcement as soon as I get my return from Canada, who that particular individual is and what this is all involved in. But I will tell you this product that we're going to be introducing, and again, this thing is massive. So it's not going to be strictly here at Travel 10, but we're going to have an inside track on it. And we're going to have some of the best pricing to make this thing available to all you guys. But I will tell you this much, there's over 250 patents behind this product, 250 patents. This is gonna be an amazing opportunity for all of you here. And so I'm really excited about it. Again, I believe everything's gonna happen, you know, on the 16th when I'm there in Canada. We're gonna sign all of our contracts. And so when I come back, I should be able to make the announcement of what, when, and how. So that's gonna be very exciting. So with that being said, tonight, what I'm going to do is I'm going to train on the compensation residual part. And next week, just to make sure we cover this before I get into it, next week, I plan to do an entire presentation of the business again. And we've been reworking the business presentation constantly. So you'll see a little different presentation next week when I do this. But this is important for you guys, because when I do this next week, what you really need to be doing is, if you're going to build your business, is use this as an opportunity to invite people to your home. You know, watch the live presentation, and again, it's designed to help you bring new people into the business. So, you know, it's critical that even if you don't have them sitting in your home, make sure you get on the phone. You talk to the people that just said, look, go to the live webinar on Thursday night. You're going to see an entire business presentation, because it's kind of the last step for anybody in making a decision to come on board with us. So make sure you bring your prospects and your guests. This is critical to build your business. And you know, it's funny. You know, people sometimes think, oh man, you know, they try to look at the big picture. How long is it going to take me to get there? But you know, a journey is one step at a time in life, guys. One step at a time. And it's the same thing in this business. It's just one TLA at a time. That's all it takes. And so you don't need to focus on, I got to have 20 or 10 or 5 or 3 or whatever the number you're trying to get to. You know, all you got to focus on one. Because you get one, then you can go get 2, then you can go get 3, and that's really the way it works. I mean, that's the only way I've ever built, you know, this business in my entire lifetime. And you know what? It's always worked. It's always given me the success that I dreamed of. So that's how you do it. So now let me talk about how you get compensated here, because I want to make sure everybody really starts to grasp the residual side. So bear with me for a second. Let's flip over here to a screen share. So as you can see, we're now looking at the #1 way that you make money here in Travel 10, and that's your monthly residual income. Guys, there is nothing better than a residual. I mean, think about it. Most people in life go out, they do a job, they work 9 to 5, they come home, and they go and repeat that same process day after day, month after month, year after year. And if they ever stop working, guess what happens to their income? It stops. Or they lose their job or something, you know, all kinds of things happen, but it's just, you know, it's such a temporal way to make a living. What I love about this is residual is something that, hey, if you decide once you build it, you're going to retire, you can. If you decide after you build it, you're just going to work part-time, you can. If you decide you want to go take a 1 week or 2 week vacation every 1 or 2 months, you can. because residual continues to come in. And so to me, this is really the backbone of the business. And I think it's very important. Sometimes you just kind of look at the numbers and you're not really thinking about, well, what do I have to do to actually make this happen? So I'm going to go through that right now. And hopefully I can simplify it so everybody kind of understands just how simple of a process it really is. Now, when you're looking at this screen, you see two things, right? You see, you know, based on the standard subscription and income, and you see based on the luxury subscription. The only difference is obviously the amount of customers you have. The standard one is if somebody comes in and you yourself are at the standard, subscription level, and you have one customer at the standard subscription level. That's the screen on the left. Excuse me, guys, I got a little bit of a cough and cold. If you look at the one on the right, obviously it's based on you as a luxury subscriber and having one customer as a luxury subscriber. Now, obviously, if you just look at the bottom line on the total monthly income from the left to the right, big difference, right? Because the reality is what you've got here is, even though it's the same number of TLAs, it's the difference in the actual customer subscription level. And it's 4 times as much on the luxury side as on the standard side. So what do you really want to do when you bring people into the business? Number one, you want people to join at the luxury subscription level. They don't have to. They can come in. If there's no other way they can join but come into the standard, wonderful, so be it. But you really want people to look at this as, hey, if you're really going to build a tremendous income for yourself, for your family, and for others that you bring in, look, the luxury subscription is not that expensive. I mean, it's $39 a month, and by the way, it saves you thousands and thousands of dollars on all your travel, every time you travel. So, I mean, again, the program doesn't really cost you anything. And then when you add what we've been talking about lately, the Restaurant.com program, which allows you to get $50 in free food for an extra $1.95 a month. Now think about that, $1.95 a month, you get extra $50 in free food. Well, what does that do? That pays for your subscription. It pays for your business. So now you've got a business that everybody you talk to, it's free. And you really need to, when you talk with people about this, that's one of the things you want to share is that, look, guys, there really is no cost to being in this business. And you really just got to make the decision to do the standard of luxury. So if you're a person that never eats out, then maybe you're going to do the standard. But if you really want to make a really great income and you eat out once in a while, you probably want to go with the luxury side. Now, that being set aside, let's talk about the qualifications, okay? Because I think everybody should be the luxury. The qualifications in this compensation plan are the simplest in the world. All it takes, think about this, to get all 10 generations of income, and to be qualified for the coded bonus is be at the luxury subscription yourself. Either you're at it yourself or you have one personal customer that's at luxury, and you qualify for everything. You qualify for the residual, for the retail credits, for all of our programs, the coded bonus, which is huge, which we talked about last week. So obviously, that's what you want to try to do because it makes qualifications so you don't have to think about it anymore. I'm either a luxury subscriber myself or I have one luxury subscriber as a customer. That's it. I'm qualified. Now I get to make this income. Now, let's talk about the actual income and how it actually builds. Let's kind of look at the, I'm not going to look at the one on the left. Let's look at the one on the right. Let's just go down that because it's still the same concept, same number of people. It's just 4 times the income because everybody's at luxury. So if you're looking at the luxury subscription panel here, and it starts off with generation 1. Well, what is generation 1? Well, that's the people that you personally enroll. Now remember, put this in perspective. All the other 9 generations have nothing to do with you. Nothing. It's just what you do personally yourself, okay? And so if you look at this chart we're showing, it's based on you getting 10 TLAs. Now, obviously, if you look at the chart the rest of the way, everybody else is only getting 3. Now, as a matter of fact, you go through all those numbers, nobody after you ever gets 10 people. No one ever does. The only thing they ever get is 3, that's reachable for anybody to do that. But when I looked at this and set this aside, I said, well, look, if you're going to be in this business, you're going to build it. 10's not an impossible number. As a matter of fact, my wife, who's just been building this for a very short period of time, you're probably over 10, I think, already?
15 to 20.
15 to 20, okay. So, and again, remember, I always put this in perspective. My wife is what I would call a non-networker, somebody that's not a salesperson, that's really not aggressive. It's kind of, laid back, easygoing, but again, she's excited about the opportunity, so she just shares it. So if she can have that many on her first generation, why can't everybody? And the answer is everybody can. But if that happened, obviously these numbers would explode. But again, we're not going to say that. We're going to say that besides you, nobody else ever gets more than 3 people. So let's look at the first generation here. First generation is based on you getting 10, right? And the amount of the CC, which is customer commission, is based on you being a TLA yourself, obviously, and having the luxury subscription and having one personal customer. And everybody in this entire explanation is the same thing. Now, what if you have 2 customers, 3 customers, 4 customers? What if every one of your TLAs does the same thing over a period of time? Instead of having 1 customer, they end up having 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, somebody can literally have hundreds of customers. Can you imagine what these numbers would look like if that happened? So again, this is not some wild, crazy example. This is based on a person having 1 customer only. And the way it works is very simply this. On a luxury subscription, there's $20 in customer commission. Okay, $20 in customer commission. That's for 1 luxury customer, right? So if you're at luxury yourself and you have 1 customer at luxury, then that's a total of what? $40 in customer commission that's being generated and put into this commission program, into this monthly residual. So in this example right here, you've got 10 TLAs, you've got an accumulation of customer commission of $40 each, okay? So what is that? That's actually, that's 10 times 40 is what? 400 times 10% payout per generation. So what is that? $40. So you've made $40 on those personal 10 TLAs that you actually enrolled. Now, think about this. Everything else that you're going to look at as we go down these generations does not come from you. And that's why I think when a person really engages and understands that how much they can actually generate, the kind of income they can build with this, because we've got a tremendous product that offers unreal value for everybody. I mean, again, how many companies in the country offer a product that offers more value than the cost of the product? Nobody. Everything else you look at costs you money. Now, maybe you get some benefit from it, you like the product, but it's expensive. This actually saves somebody money. So again, somebody's looking at this going, wait a minute. I'm gonna spend $39 a month for the product, but I'm gonna save $100, $200, $300, $400 a month. That's a good investment. That's a smart move. So the beauty of this is it's something that can work for the masses. So now let's start looking as this thing starts to grow. And on the second generation, you see there it says the number of TLAs is 30. Well, what is that based on? That's based on the fact that you had 10 and each one got through, right? That's all, 3. And no more, not 4, not 5. And remember, the person underneath you could get 100 people if they wanted to. But we're saying that all those 10 that you set up, each one of them never got more than 3. So now you've got 30 TLAs times, again, the $40, times the 10% payout per generation. Look what you've made, $120. Now again, guys, this is residual. This starts to come in monthly. And it doesn't matter the time frame. I mean, you could sit there and put on these generations. And if you wanted to, you could make this happen. You could say, I'm going to make generation 1 happen in 2 months or 1 month. And I'm going to make generation 2 happen in 1 month or 2 months. It doesn't matter, but think about it. Let's say that it took you 3 months for every generation to mature and happen. 3 months as you go down this column. Well, how many months would that be? That would be 30 months, guys. That's all. 30 months to be an organization that's grown through 10 generations and started to mature. And remember, this never stops. Once you create the momentum and excitement, it's not going to stop building. It's just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Now, I don't know about you, but when I start looking at these numbers, and I know they look ridiculous in a minute, and again, I have to make this disclaimer. Obviously, this is for illustration purposes only. There's no guarantee of income for anybody because it's based on work. It's based on what you do. But these numbers don't lie. These are real numbers. I mean, if you went out and did exactly this and the people that you put in did the same thing, this is what's going to happen. But a lot of people believe, well, I just don't know if everybody can get 3. Well, guess what? A lot of people can. Some people only get 1 or 2. Some will get 0. But guess what also happens? There's others that'll get 4, 5, 10, 20. You can have people on your 3rd generation who go out and get 100 people themselves. Forget what everybody else is doing. So again, when you look at this, if this is not some unrealistic possibility here, and it's all based on you being involved, being engaged, and getting the people that you get involved to be engaged, to be on these calls, and that's all it is staying connected. Just stay connected to what we're doing. If you stay connected, you're going to get these kind of results. Now, I don't know about you, but if you took this thing and did a cutout and you put it somewhere in your bathroom or in your bedroom, you look at this every day. I mean, you looked at this and said, hey, I would like to get to that. I would like to be $1 million a month earner in this industry. Does that happen? It happens all the time. So why can't you? I mean, why can't you? And look at what happens as you start to get deeper and deeper in these generations. And again, if it took 1 year for this to happen, 2 years, 3 years, even if it was 5 years, where are you going to be in 5 years with what you're doing right now? And that's what I always tell people, look at where you're at right now today. If you just keep doing what you're doing, where do you think you're going to be in 5 years? My guess is probably right where you sit right now, doing the exact same thing, making the exact same amount of money, and you still are probably just above broke and trying to survive and trying to get through the day and trying to worry about what's going to happen tomorrow. Versus if you built this, you've got a lifetime residual income. It doesn't matter what you do, because think about this. Once you do your 10 TLAs and you continue to train, don't stop there. You train, you help those 10, get started, and they start building an organization, and maybe you work 2 or 3 generations in depth, maybe. And maybe you'll meet some people that are 4 or 5 generations down in your organization that you'll help a little bit. And maybe 1 out of 1,000, you might work with somebody on your 6th or 7th, but 1 or 2 people. So in your 6th generation or so, in 2,400 TLAs, my guess of those 2,430 people that are in your organization now, you probably don't know 5 of them. Now think about that. The other 2,435 are making you an income, but you don't even know them. You don't even know them. And why did all this happen? Because of what you did at generation 1. And that's all it gets down to. It's based on what you do. And if you will do that and you will build it, and again, you're going to have some people are going to go crazy. Some people aren't. Some are going to build crazy, build like nonstop. Some people aren't going to do it. It doesn't matter. All it's based on is you going out doing your part, helping as many people as you can on your 1st, 2nd, and 3rd generation, and then let it take its course. And it's going to grow and it's going to build. Our job is to support this and make sure everybody gets paid, that the product is there, that the product works, that we introduce new products, we create new marketing campaigns, new things to help this business even be more excited. Like, for example, think about all these TLAs here. What if they got interested in the VIP business program we just introduced? You can't even measure the numbers. If you had an organization, and then this is what happens in this industry, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, is that once you get something built and you come out with a new product, like the product I just talked about, we're going to be coming out with, whatever your organization is, it explodes again. And it doubles or triples your income because you've got another product offering. What do you think is going to happen in this VIP business program when, let's say 10% of the people, and that's the joke, but let's say only 10% say, wow, that's so cool, I want to do that. Can you imagine what your income would look like from your monthly residual? So ladies and gentlemen, it's a very simple concept. It's just based on, again, you can put in as many people as you want in your 1st generation. 2, 3, 4, 10, like we show here. You can put in 20, you can put 100. If you ever run the numbers, and you should be doing this, you should do this all the time, go have fun. Look at what would happen if you change that number 10 there to say 20 or 30 or 50. Change that number for yourself and run the numbers, based on everybody else only doing 3, nobody else doing what we just talked about you doing, and look what happens. If you want to be really crazy and say, you know what, I can't get more than 2 people, and nobody's ever going to get more than 2, run the numbers at that. But think about this. Let's say you get 2, but the 2 you get, think of this, happens all the time. The 2 you get are actually going to be builders, and they're going to go get each 10 each. So now all of a sudden, what does that do? That means those 2 each got 10, so that's 20 on your 3rd generation. They're now building, and guess what? It builds faster than these numbers we're showing here, because you got a bigger base on your 3rd generation than what you had starting with 10. You see, you can't control it. All you can do is start it. And that's the beauty of it. You have to start it. If you do that, success is yours. It's not a maybe, it's not an if, it's guaranteed. Guys, again, I'm going to close with this. I've literally spent 3 years, refining this company and putting this all together, even though it's a brand new company and just launched because of all the things we went through. But 3 years refining and building this, you've got millions of dollars behind you. Think about this. You've got $1 million behind you. It's all working perfectly. You're at the very foundation, and all you got to do is go out and share the gift. That's all you have to do is go out and share the gift and remember, this start to take over for you. And residual monthly income, remember, it's one. It's one of the 6 ways that you're going to make money. This is just one. There's 5 other ways that you're going to be building an income as you start to share the gift and start to build your organization. So that's it for tonight. Again, let me leave the screen share here and come back because I want to leave you with a closing thought. So in closing, I just want to let you guys know, look, you've got an unbelievable opportunity. You truly are at the foundation. I mean, you really are. You're at the very, very beginning of what we're doing here. And next week, I'm going to be doing an entire business presentation. If you will just start this week and say, you know what, I'm going to get 1 or 2 people on that call. I'm either going to invite them to my home, have them come over, and then watch the presentation and answer their questions. Or I'm at least going to get them, to sit at home in their pajamas, watch the presentation, and then call them after and say, what do you think? That's all you have to do. Because if you share the gift, you're going to get people interested. And then when people look at this, they're going to be involved. They're going to connect to it. They're going to get excited. They're going to start building. And guess what's going to happen? Everything we just showed you can become a reality. But it's up to you. So with that, Baby, I guess we're going to say goodnight. Tell everybody
Good
what's up
night.
next week.
Have a blessed and prosperous week. Don't forget to share the gift.
Yeah, that's all you got to do. Thanks, everybody. See you next week on the presentation.